All right, time now, 7:37 coming up. There are a lot of drivers in the DMV region.
After the break, April is the National Car Care Month. We've got some must-hear tips on what you're going to want to do to keep your car in top condition. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Time now, 7:40. All right, this month is National Car Care Month.
And, of course, there is no better place to start in taking care of your car than with the tires. That is the most important part. And joining us now is Kevin Rohlwing. He is the Senior Vice President of Training with the Tire Industry Association. Did I get all that in?
Yes, you did. Good morning.
All right. Well, it's a very important part, as I learned out, recently when we had to get 3 new tires because we thought we needed 1, and it turned out the other 2 were in worse shape than we thought. I walked in the studio, and the first thing Annie and I both said was, boy, look at that on the sidewall. Is gone, but the tread is missing, but that only tells part of the story.
Yeah, I think the first thing we want to do is raise awareness in National Car Care Month with the Car Care Council, and it's about tires and inspecting your tires. And one of the first things you can do is to check the wear bars. Every tire has little bars that are in the tread grooves, and when they're worn smooth like this right here, that means the tire needs to be replaced. Whereas on the other side, you can see there's still a little bit of tread there. That tire still can be replaced, but this tire itself needs to be replaced, of course, because it does have the one groove is totally worn down smooth.
Yeah.
Now, there's that old wives' tale that you should be able to put the edge of a dime in the tread. Is that true?
I think it was actually a penny or a quarter. Yeah, but I mean, you don't need loose change. Yeah, you don't need loose change. All you have to do is just look for those grooves, and if you can find that little wear bar there, that'll tell you whether or not the tire needs to be replaced as far as tread depth is concerned.
Yeah, and because I am the queen of flats and nails, I find it very, very effective to be checking your tire pressure once a week. That's how much I do it, because I'm always nervous about being on the road, especially when you have a little one in the car.
Absolutely. Tire pressure is a lot like oil in the engine.
Right,
when it runs low on air, you're going to have a lot of damage. And this tire actually right here.
Show Pete, because this is on your tire. You don't have to look through a manual.
Yeah,
show them where
this is. On the back side right here, where the tire itself was run low on air for a long period of time. This damage was actually on the inside, where you couldn't see it, which is why we do recommend taking your tire to a tire professional for rotations and inspections, because you wouldn't be able to see it.
That's an extreme case, right?
It is. Very, very extreme.
Very dangerous.
You were telling us, though, that this
it held air.
It was holding air.
It was holding air, yeah. The driver actually drove to New York and back.
See, how does that hold air? But then the nail that you get, from a construction site or what have you, the air seeps out. I want to ask you real quickly, because I didn't know this, but when you check your pressure, there is a mistake where you can put over air in it, whatever the term is, if you overfill it, yeah.
Every car has what's called a placard, and a placard is a little sticker on the door right by the driver's door, and that tells you what the proper pressure is. If you go by the pressure on the tire, a lot of times you'll overinflate the tire, which means it's going to be a lot more susceptible to impact breaks from potholes, curbs, and the fine roads that we have in the area here. So using the proper inflation pressure on the door placard is going to solve a lot of those
problems.
The
door placard is better than what's on the tire.
Absolutely. You always want to follow the door placard, and it's good to check your air pressure in the mornings, especially this time of year where we have cool mornings and warm afternoons. You can have anywhere from a 6 to 10 psi inflation pressure change just by heat.
And that's because of the temperature's effect on the rubber changes the viscosity of how
it's actually more about it's Boyle's law. It's actually the air itself. As air heat, it expands.
Okay.
So in a cool morning when it's 30, 40 degrees outside, and then you add 40 degrees, it's about 1 to 2 psi for every 10 degrees of change. So it could be 8 psi change.
Now, we've had a relatively calm pothole year this year.
Yes, that's
thanks to the warm winter we had. Are people apt to not pay more attention to this year, maybe than previous springs when, it's all the rage when people are talking about potholes?
Absolutely. I think that whenever you're into any kind of a situation where you get a hard impact on your tires, it's good to check them right away for any bulges in the sidewall or any damage that could possibly, result in a failure down the road. Of course, this is a perfect example of that, how you wouldn't be something that you'd be looking at, and unless you take it someplace and get it checked every now and then. That's why we recommend rotating the tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles, so a professional can actually take the tire off the vehicle, inspect both sides, and really make sure that it's going to be roadworthy for you.
You got to treasure these babies because they're not cheap.
No, they're not. They're getting more expensive.
You got to take good care.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much.
Kevin Rohlwing from the Tire Industry Association. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Check your tires. We're going to be right back. Fox 5 News at 7 continues after this.